Hello, wherever you are, whatever time of day it is, I'm bringing you a short 30-minute energizing sequence you can possibly do in the morning time or when you're feeling a little bit laggy and you just need a little bit more of a boost. So let's begin coming into a seated shape. So I'm just bring myself down here. Coming into just a comfortable seat, so maybe we cross our ankles, maybe the staggered ankles feel a little more comfortable for you. I invite you to close your eyes and just start to breathe. Simple. Just kind of releasing some things that we don't need to think about right now. Breathing in some fresh air, fresh space around you. Let's inhale nice and big through the top of the chest and lift the rib cage up a little bit higher. Feeling the space between the rib cage and the hips. Feeling length through the spine. Maybe even imagining this little thread holding the crown of our head to the ceiling. So we have a bit of room and feeling that tug, that pull, that lift. And exhale to soften, just feel comfortable in the seat. Just gently open up the eyes, look around the room, look at some colors and some shapes. Get our mind moving. Inhale, arms up to the sky, big reach. Exhale, gather those hands down to heart center. Inhale, big reach. Exhale, toward the heart. And one more time, inhale. Draw it down. Beautiful. Let's walk ourselves a little bit forward, coming into all fours. Just switching the knees to the side. Coming into a nice square shape here, so bringing the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. It's up to you if you'd like to tap the toes or press into the tops of the feet, whatever feels comfortable. You're going to press the palms away from the ground so we feel a lot of length in the arms, a lot of strength through the upper chest and the upper body. We may start to feel a little bit of the outer portions of the shoulders being drawn toward the ground and perhaps the inner portion of the spine being lifted up. Taking a great big inhale to the top of the chest into the rib cage. And exhale to draw the belly in, press the ground away, feel strong and long here. Start to inhale, tilting the tail. Letting the belly drop, lifting the chest and chin forward, pull the mat toward you. And then as you exhale, curl the belly in, press the ground away around the spine, and tuck the chin in, feel open through the back. Just a couple times here, inhale, lifting open. And exhale, curling back in. One more time, inhale, lifting open. And exhale, curling back in. Coming back to a neutral shape, pressing the ground away again to lengthen out the arms. Let's bring the toes to touch. Take an inhale. And exhale, push the ground away, guiding the hips toward the heels, lengthening out those arms. Let your breath go. Inhale to draw forward, shoulders over wrists, take the breath in. Exhale as you push away and draw the hips back toward the heels. Inhale, coming forward again. And exhale, drawing back. Just keep that flow going with the breath in to come forward. Exhale to push back. In the last few breaths, let's try to resist that push back. Let's inhale through the front, push into the tops of the feet and the shins and the knees, and press into the ground with those palms and kind of resist that push back, gliding slowly, engaging our quad muscles here. Inhale forward, kind of like a spring forward. And exhale as you push it back, resisting, pushing into the tops of the feet, the ankles, the knees, the shins, whatever gains contact with the ground. Inhale, springing forward. And exhale, pushing back. Next, inhale, draw forward. Bring those those toes open again. We'll tuck them into the ground if they aren't already. Push the hips up and back. Press into the heels of the palms to draw the hips up and back. Perhaps pedaling out with the heels a little bit here. Swaying the hips, bend the toes, bend the knees. Do what you like to do here to down dog. Pressing into the heels of the hands, lifting the breath through the upper chest, the ribcage. Inhale. Exhale to draw the belly in, perhaps tilting the tail a little more up toward the ceiling. Beautiful. Inhale here, drawing forward to a plank, shoulders over wrists. Adjust the toes if you need to. And exhale to push back into downward dog. Inhale, drawing forward. Exhale, pushing back. Let's do 2 more here. Inhale, forward we go. Exhale, push it out. 1 more. And back. Lifting up the right leg to the sky, planting through the left heel. Drawing the right knee toward the chest. Bring it in toward the chest. Lift up the left heel. Cave up the spine a little bit so you can step forward toward the hands. Coming into a lunge. Pressing into that front foot so we can come all the way up. Pressing into the ball of the back foot to lift the arms up. Reach the ribcage really high away from the hips. Beautiful. Exhale to come back down. Draw the hands toward the ground and step back into a plank shape. Finding the wrists over or underneath the shoulders, pressing the ground away. Push through the toes. Start to bend the elbows. Draw them nice and close. Come down, chaturanga. Unflip those toes. Press the ground away from you to lift the chest up a little bit. Inhale into a cobra. And exhale to draw yourself back down to the earth. Tuck the toes. Push up and back to downward dog. Come back. Pedal, take a moment here. Let's inhale, draw up that left leg, guiding the left heel toward the ground. And then pulling the knee toward the chest on the exhale, coming up on the ball of the foot of the right foot. Squeeze the left knee in towards so you can step toward those hands. Coming up into a lunge, up toward the knee. Push through the back of the ball of the back foot. Lift up, reach. Find that ribcage high. And exhale to come back down. Draw the hands to the earth. Step on back to your plank. Find those shoulders over the wrists. Draw yourself forward. Start to bend down, glide down toward the ground. Inhale, roll those shoulders back, press the ground away. Exhale to come back down to the ground. Tuck the toes, come up and back, downward dog. Pedal those heels, take a moment here. And then we'll draw up that right leg, three-legged dog, the left heel toward the ground. The right knee comes toward the chest on the exhale. Glide it through, step forward into that lunge shape. Come on up with those hands, reach, reach, reach. Beautiful, then opening up to warrior 2, setting down the back heel, opening up the chest to the long end of the mat. Looking beyond our right middle finger here. Let's take a look at the back hand, reach it. Beautiful, toward the front again, turning the palm up. Let's glide that hand up toward the ceiling, reach your left hand back, coming into reverse warrior. Beautiful. Draw it back forward, bringing our forearm down to the shin here. Down to the thigh here. The shin is there. Down to the thigh, lifting up through the left fingertips. Perhaps drawing the arm alongside the ear. Rotating, turning, and pointing our pinky toward the ground and thumb to the sky. Pushing through the back foot, reaching with the front fingers. Wonderful. Gliding up on the inhale, drawing back to reverse. Exhale to come back forward. Set down that arm on the leg, come forward. And exhale to come back. Beautiful. Gliding forward. And opening up. Take a breath. One more time. Gliding forward. Beautiful. Back up to warrior 2. Drawing those shoulders down, lifting the ribcage up high. Paying attention to the back hand. It's going to guide us forward, coming up with the ball of the foot of the left foot. Come back down into that lunge shape. Drawing down. Beautiful. Stepping back to a plank shape. And going through your Vinyasa flow, we're flowing together. So take an inhale here. Exhale to push through and lower down. Inhale to glide up and bring the gaze with you. Exhale to come down. Inhale up and exhale back into down dog. Again, settling those hips, pedaling the feet, seeing what you need to feel here, what you'd like to feel here. And then going ahead and lifting up that left leg. Big reach, planting through the right heel for the moment. Drawing your left knee toward the chest. Again, come up on the ball of the foot of the right foot. Bring that left knee in toward the chest and step forward. Wonderful. Coming up to that lunge, lifting our arms up really high, lifting the ribcage away from hips, big inhale. Exhale as we turn ourselves toward the other side into our warrior two, set down the back heel. Find the front knee over the front ankle, lifting up through ribcage, setting those shoulders down. Beautiful. Turning up the front palm, let's reach to the ceiling, tilt our way back into a reverse warrior on the other side. Wonderful, back forward we go. Sweeping the right arm up this time, setting down that left forearm. Reaching the fingers over the crown of the head if that feels interesting for you. Pushing through the back foot, perhaps tilting the pinky to point to the ground and the thumb to the sky. And let's flow, pushing up and back, reverse. And forward we go, exhale. Inhale to reverse. Exhale forward. I think we have one more on each side. Let's go back one more time. And forward we go. I guess back two more times. One more time back up into warrior two. Beautiful. Paying attention to that back hand that's going to guide us forward, coming up on the ball of the foot of the right foot, coming down with the palms, and stepping back to a plank shape. Finding our plank and our Vinyasa back to downward dog. So let's push forward, bending through those elbows, come down. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, draw down. Tap the toes, come up and back, downward dog. Pedal those heels, take a moment here. Beautiful. Let's look between our thumbs, have a hopper step to forward fold. Take as many little steps as you want to the top of the mat. Find our torso relaxed. Maybe a little bend in the knees or a big bend in the knees. A hinge in the hips, let the crown relax. Maybe shaking the head and nodding the head. Just feeling the weight draw ourselves down, feeling the weight of the arms and the shoulders. Inhale, half lift, drawing the hands to the shins. Pressing in and drawing the ribcage forward, lifting that breath through the ribcage. Exhale to draw the belly in and fold again. Let's do that again. Inhale, half lift through the upper chest. Exhale, drawing the belly in to fold. Soften the knees if you wish. Inhale, draw the arms up and toward the front of your body and up to the ceiling. Reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Do that again. Inhale, reach to the ceiling, tall stretch. Exhale, hands through the heart, coming down to forward fold. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, arms come up, big long stretch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful, arms come up one more time. Link the fingers together, turn the palms toward the sky and push those palms to the ceiling. Give a little pull between those palms as well. Pull the fingers away from each other a little bit so we can feel some rotation in the upper arm bones. Reaching up on the inhale. Exhale, let's lean on over to the right side. Perhaps looking down toward the outer edge of the foot. Shining through those palms. All about the lift here in the length, not as much about the bend. So reach through those palms on an angle. 2 more breaths. One more, press those palms away. Back toward the center on the inhale to lift and put everything back in place. And then bending over to the other side, to the left side. If we went to the same side together. Maybe gazing down to the outer blade of the foot. Pressing with those palms, lengthening through those palms. One more. Next, inhale back to the center, lift, putting everything back. And exhale, turn those palms back in, draw them down to heart center. You should feel like the palms are really kind of magnetized together. They feel really comfortable pressing together. So let's bring the feet hip width apart. Press those palms together and in toward the sternum, the thumb in toward the sternum, pulling the shoulders down, pointing our elbows on either side. Just taking a moment here to lift up through our heels, feel some length through the spine, lift the rib cage high on the inhale, and shift our weight over to the left foot, lifting the right knee to about a 90-degree angle. Just take a moment to see how that feels to begin. Just notice here a little bit of balance in the body. And if we'd like to, just opening up that knee a little bit, we'll place the foot on the inside of the left leg. So perhaps just below the knee, or maybe at the ankle. Maybe we'd like a little bit of sturdiness with the toe. I'm going to choose the calf muscle here. It's kind of shaped in a perfect position for the inside of my foot. So what I'm going to do here is push my foot into the leg and the leg into the foot to feel a little sturdiness through the center line of the body. Take a moment here in tree pose. You can choose to change our arm shape if we'd like to. You can bring the arms open just like a tree. We can bring ourselves into a lateral shape, bringing our right hand to the back of the hand to the thigh, and lifting up through the left fingertips. Or just keeping the hands at the heart center. Lifting that center line, noticing all those little tiny muscles surrounding the calf muscle, the ankle, the foot. We'll take 5 more breaths here. Pushing the foot into the leg into the foot. And all those muscles come alive. So 1 more here. Inhale. Exhale, kick the foot away and set it back down. Release the hands and just notice. I'm sure there's something to notice on each side. Beautiful. Let's bring our arms up, big reach. Exhale, hands through and go to the forward fold shape. Inhale, half lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, arms come all the way up. Glue those hands together, draw them into heart center, right into the sternum. Bringing the shoulders down, pointing the elbows out, lifting the rib cage high on the inhale. Shifting our weight over to the right side, staying nice and high in that lift, and drawing the left knee to a 90-degree shape. Taking a moment for yourself to feel the balance in the body. Opening up the knee. Maybe this is good for you, just opening up the knee. Maybe placing the foot down just below the knee to the ankle, or hooking the toe, giving yourself some stability here. I'm going to again choose the calf muscle on the side. Pressing the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot, opening up the hip, lifting the rib cage, and staying here in our tree pose, knowing we have those options with the hands. We can open ourselves up, we can change the shape a little bit to feel some length in the side of the body, or just bringing the hands down to heart center. Three more breaths here. Lifting the ribcage each inhale. One more here. Kicking away the leg, taking a moment to set it down, walk the feet out, release the hands, perhaps rolling the shoulders a little bit back and a little bit forward. Beautiful. Let's bring ourselves up again, lifting and reaching nice and tall. Exhale, hands to the heart, bend the knees, hinge the hips, and go into fold. Inhale, half lift, send the ribcage forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, bring those arms up, long stretch. Hands to heart center. Let's go ahead and step back with the left leg. Nice great big step so we can turn ourselves to face the long end of our mat. I'm going to point the toes toward the long end and frame the outer edges with the outer edges of our feet. Lifting the arms up. Arms parallel to the ears to lift the ribcage high, send our bums behind ourselves and our heart down, hinging the hips, coming into wide-legged fold. Releasing the crown, releasing the upper half, changing the distance between the legs if that's something that feels better for us, maybe closer or farther into the balls of the feet here, just that little section below the toes, especially the big toe here. And then perhaps getting a grip of the mat and pulling the feet away from each other, feeling our sit bones separate a little bit. You might feel them a lot, you might feel a little bit. So feeling that space in the back, kind of internally rotating our upper thigh muscles and opening up the back. Maybe drawing the palms or the fingertips in line with the feet, pressing the mat away from you as you push into the balls of the feet, push into the outer edges of the feet, push the mat away from yourself to find space, and maybe finding a little more of a dip down. Breathing in through the back body, feeling lots and lots of space, lots of energy coming through the insides of the legs here. And then inhale a half lift. And exhale the same here, sinking down, maybe pressing into the ground, pushing away a little bit. Beautiful. Bringing the hands up to the crease of our hips to press in, push into the balls of the feet to raise ourselves back up. Arms come up with us. Big reach. Let's link the fingers above the head. Turn the palms to the sky, kind of like how we did before. Pressing up through the palms, lifting on the inhale. And then exhale, hinging ourselves. Just a nice good bend over to the right side. One more here. Through the center to lift, replacing everything, and then over to the other side. Just a good bend to the side body. Shining through the palms, lifting through the palms. And through the center we go, lifting on the inhale. Exhale, turn those hands back in and draw those palms to heart center. Let's heel toe our feet in to more of a hip width shape. Arms come up with us. And then exhale, fold down. Inhale, a half lift. And exhale to fold. Let's fold so deep that we can plant those palms. Coming up a half lift. And fold. Inhale to reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's walk ourselves back to the top of the mat from our other shape or other position, other view. Arms come up with us. And fold all the way down, let it go. Fold so deep that we can plant our palms. We'll step back for our last downward dog. Step those feet back, press into the heels of the hands to draw those hips up and back. Perhaps pedaling the heels a little bit, swaying a little bit here. Gently drawing the knees down toward the ground. Walk the palms back in, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Again, it's up to you if you'd like to keep the toe tucked or press into the top of the feet. Press into those palms so we can lengthen out those arms again, feeling lots of strength in that upper body. And just take a moment here, looking between our thumbs, gazing down, remembering that the neck is an extension of the spine, so we just want to look down gently, feeling that length from our tail to the crown of our head. Reaching up the right hand up toward the ceiling, reaching the arm and the hand all the way up. Looking between where the thumbs were. And then starting to bring our gaze up to the right hand, push into the left hand, see if we can bring that open a little bit more. Great big inhale here to lift. Exhale to scoop the right arm past the left wrist, bending into the left elbow, coming down to the right shoulder. It's a little touch here. Inhale to push into the left hand, reach the right arm back up. And exhale to come back through, scooping that arm. Watch those right fingertips resting on the shoulder. Inhale to draw up, watch the hand, reach up. Last time. And then coming through, all the way through, resting on the shoulder just for a few breaths here. Rest on the side of the head. Perhaps we'd like to bring that left arm forward, or wrap it around the back, or maybe even point it up toward the ceiling. Some folks don't like it right from their face, so it's up to you how you'd like to change it. Maybe it feels comfortable there. We're just allowing ourselves to rely on those points of balance, our knees, shoulder, the side of the head. Just one more breath. Then planting down the left palm wherever it ended up, planting it back down, push into the ground. Let's go ahead and plant the right palm back, coming back into our all-four shape. Having a look between those thumbs, take a moment here and notice, maybe switch the hips back and forth a couple times, and then easefully looking between those fingers. Lifting up through the left arm and the left fingers. Flaring open that corner of the body. And perhaps bringing the gaze up to the left hand, pushing into the right. See if we can flare open a little bit more. Big inhale. Exhale to scoop that arm past the right wrist. Bend into the right elbow this time, landing on the shoulder. Inhale to press up. Exhale to draw back down. Inhale to press up. Exhale to draw back down. Onto the shoulder, onto the side of the face, side of the head. Find your points of balance and a place you'd like to have that right hand. Wrapped around, lifted up, extended or planted. And 2 more breaths here. Finding the right palm, planting it back down, press ourselves back up, find ourselves back on all fours. Just switch the hips a couple times again. Let's kiss our big toes together, guide our hips back toward the heels, and extend the arms coming into a child's pose shape. Resting the forehead, or perhaps the forehead on the backs of the hands, or stacking the fists. Just finding some length here through those fingertips. Finding a little stretch through the low back. Maybe wiggling the hips back and forth a little bit. If our forehead has contact with the ground, maybe it feels nice to rock the forehead across the ground a little bit. In through the nose, out through the nose. Great big breath through the back of the body. Reaching those fingertips forward, planting into the palms. Let's draw ourselves forward, shoulders over wrists. Just take a moment here, bring the feet apart. Take an inhale to press the ground away. Exhale to draw the belly down, bend the elbows in toward the ribs, and come down. Inhale to press into those palms to reach the arms long, and gliding the hips back just to lengthen out the arms. Let's take one more flow, coming forward, shoulders over wrists. Inhale. Exhale, bending into the elbows, sending our chest down. Inhale, pressing up and away, and exhale, gliding back. Coming back up to all fours, scooping our knees to the side. Let's go onto the side of the hip and turn ourselves all the way around, coming onto our backs. Guiding ourselves down, drawing our knees into our chest, and giving a little rock. Side to side, perhaps little circles. We can hold on to the legs or let them go. Just getting in a little massage for the low back into the hips. If we'd like to pick up the nose, bring it toward the knees, we can add a little extra weight to the low back. Or it might feel nice to come into a happy baby shape, bringing the arms on the insides of the knees, holding onto the outer blades of the feet, and opening up those knees. Shining our heels to the sky, drawing the knees down toward the ground, maybe a rock back and forth. Massage those bigger panels of back muscles. And settling ourselves in for shavasana. Let's bring those knees in, lengthen out the legs. Walking the feet a little bit farther away, giving lots of room for the arms and for the legs. If our low back seems to be talking a little bit here, maybe we'd rather bend the knees and let the knees fall toward each other, bringing the feet a little bit wide so there's a little bit of a support there. We might feel a little relief in the low back. So that's up to you. Take a moment to feel and to notice where you need to be here. And take a breath to settle in. Stretching into those fingers and toes, finding our fingers and our toes attached to our hands and our feet. Our hands and feet attached to our wrists and our ankles, maybe making some circles. If our knees are bent, perhaps it feels nice to just wipe those knees side to side. If our legs are long, maybe we'll just like a nice long yogi stretch. Big, big reach. Let's bring our knees into our chest, give ourselves a big hug, opening up the right arm and rolling to the right side. Let's take a breath here. Pressing our left palm to the ground, lengthen out the left leg so we can bring ourselves up into a seated shape. Coming into a comfortable seat again. Crossing the legs or staggering them. Closing the eyes, we'll just sit up nice and tall. Taking a big inhale to lift the rib cage, feel tall in the spine. I invite you to place one of your hands on your chest and one on your belly and feel the warmth of those hands. Just hold yourself for a breath. Take a big breath in, fill up as much as you possibly can. And exhale, let it go. My heart is at ease, knowing what's meant for me will not pass me by, and what passes me by was not meant for me. Bring our arms up together, one last big sun breath together, hands toward the heart center on the exhale. The light and the love in me truly, truly honors the light and